Tonight on the HPT, we're at the Ameristar Casino Hotel in East Chicago, Indiana, where a field of 624 entrants generated a prize pool of nearly $900,000. Going out in ninth place was Chicago, Illinois native Brendan Schiller. With pocket tens and just over 600,000 chips, Brendan called the 3-bet of Michael Schlegel. The flop, 8-6-5 Rainbow, with an overpair to the board. Brendan shoved all in, but quickly found out the bad news. Michael has a better pocket pair with queens and quickly made the call. Needing a 10 or running cards for a straight, Brendan got neither and was eliminated in ninth place with a payday of just under $18,000. Our 8th place finisher tonight was Red Wing, Minnesota native Aaron Johnson. He got knocked out in the same hand as our 7th place finisher, Chicago native Neil Mittelman. Under the gun with just over $1 million in chips, Aaron shoved all in with his offsuited ace-jack. Meanwhile, Neil, directly to his left, re-raises all in with his ace-queen offsuit. Folded around the big blind and chip leader Alex, he looks down, sees pocket kings, and makes the call. The flop, Jack, Trey, Deuce. Aaron pairs his jack, no help for Neil. The turn card was the 6 of diamonds. An ace or jack on the river gives Aaron the main pot. Neil needs to see an ace to stay alive, but the river was the 10 of spades. Both Neil and Aaron are eliminated. Neil had Aaron covered at the beginning of the hand. He goes home with 7th place money, just under $27,000, and Aaron walks away with 8th place cash and just over 22 grand. All right, folks, we have 6 players remaining and over $500,000 to award, and it all starts right now. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the HPT. I'm James Larson, alongside professional poker player and coach Kenna James. And Kenna, this week we're at our home away from home. I'm talking about the Ameristar Casino East Chicago.
Yeah, always great to come home and have our event well supported by the players here in East Chicago.
Yeah, you talk about support, over 600 entries and a prize pool of almost $899,000. I want to talk about a couple players. We'll start with Ben Castle, who's a rock star, a veteran here on the HPT. His 13th cash. He's made a few final tables too with 2 third-place finishes, and he told me he wants to improve on that tonight.
Yeah, well, he's going to have to get past Alex ZISKIN. He's got everybody 3-1 in chips as we start this final table. And also Michael Schlegel. He's in this tournament for only $100. Won a satellite. Now he's playing for life-changing cash, over $200,000 up top.
I love stories like that. All right, well, let's go ahead and meet the rest of the final table, and most importantly, take a look at the prize pool.
Up top tonight, over $200,000. On down to 6th place, $31,954.
Our chip leader is Alex, followed by Ben, Mike, Michael, Mike, and Tony. It's like the Mike and Mike show out there. It might be a little confusing, but
Well, we got a couple of mics here, so 6 mics on this table as we get this thing started.
blinds are 40,000, 80,000. Let's get this thing started. We're so happy you're with us tonight here on the HPT from the Ameristar Casino, East Chicago.
Great to be here on the shores of Lake Michigan. And if you're Ben Castle here, right here in the white and red, he's cutting out some of those brown $25,000 chips, making it $175,000 to go.
Action is folded around at Tony, his first ever HPT event. He needs to do something. He's on fumes, but he's got pocket jacks, a good spot for him to get them all in the middle.
Absolutely. He needed to find a hand quickly. As you mentioned, just 8 big blinds. He finds pocket jacks. He's going to love it.
And now Ben is asking. He says, what's that number? It's $530,000 to make the call.
Easy call for Ben here, especially against a short stack. He makes the call, but Tony is going to be the one that's on the line for his tournament life with the fishhooks.
He is in the lead, but we all know how jacks can be. They can be a little quirky. Let's go to the flop. And it comes out ace 10-4.
The dagger.
Just like that, Ben outflops Tony. So now Tony, the retired police officer, will need to improve or he will be eliminated. The board pairs there with the 10 of spades.
Yeah, he needs a jack, only 5%, one of the 2 remaining jacks. To the river we go.
And that river card is the deuce of diamonds. So, Tony, not a whole lot of TV time, but hey, your first ever HPT event, your final table, and you go home with almost $32,000.
And we got to salute his service, all our police officers. Thank you, Tony.
James Larson, my name, alongside Ken and James. Over to Mike Shin, looks down at Jack 10.
Yeah, and you talked about these players, James. Each one of them more than $500,000 in tournament winnings, so there's no fishes on this table.
No, you're right about that. Alex is going to check, and we're going to go to the flop. Comes out a pair of 8 and a queen, 2 clubs. Action will be on the 1 seat of Mike.
How much?
Yeah, Mike Shin, professionally just executing. He's got the gut shot straight. But look at this. Alex now, he's amassed this chip lead. He's not giving anything away.
Turn card now. Pairs the board again, the Queen of Hearts. So 2 pair on the board now. Mike slows down. He's going to check over to Alex.
Alex checks. Well, see, I think Alex was floating the flop. Had he not improved on the turn, he would have made a bet, but now he picked up the flush draw.
So now the 8 of spades comes on the river, putting a full house on the board, which is always interesting to watch the betting here on the end.
Yeah, because, most of the time the players are going to chop this pot unless somebody has a bigger pair.
Action on Alex now.
You mentioned about bet sizing, so important here. It looks like he's going to leverage his position and make a pot-sized, polarizing bet, and this usually forces opponents into the thought process, well, if I call, I'm only calling for a chop, so I might as well fold. Excellent execution by Alex to wrestle this chop pot away and take it down.
Very nice play by Alex, and when we come back after these words, the action will continue here from the Ameristar Casino in Chicago. Welcome back to the HPT. As you can see, Alex on top right now. The action continues here from the Ameristar East Chicago. James Larson, my name, alongside Ken and James. We're glad you are with us tonight. Up top for your winner, $201,391.
Yeah, and now Michael looking down at Queen Jack, grabbing some chips to get you folks at home familiar with our chip colors. Those gray, they're the smaller ones, 5,000. The tan are 25,000 each. And the blues, those are the high society, 100,000 apiece. As Mike opens up for 180,000 over to Ben Castle.
Ben looks down at ace-8 as he faces a raise to 180,000. Now, what's going through his mind? Is he thinking re-raise here, Kenna?
Yeah, he could flat or 3-bet. I like because you have position, the 3-bet and putting your opponent to a decision.
And it is a 3-bet. Going to go to 300,000.
So much of poker is fighting for the lead early in the hand, establishing position. So now, Mike, the default is to just flat here, but what do you think about sometimes 4-betting? Either 4-betting or folding?
I like it. I don't think I could do it myself, but we'll see what Mike decides to do here.
You got to dig down deep, calling out of position with a hand like this, it's tough to play. I'd rather 4-bet, take the lead, take initiative in the hand. But no, he does take the standard route and just flats.
He's going to make the call, so we will go to the flop. Heads up, comes out King 7 deuce. Good for Ben with 2 hearts.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This puts Mike not only out of position on the table, out of position in the betting, and he hasn't hit the flop, whereas if he had taken the lead and let in, well, I don't think he's going to win this pot away from Ben. Nothing's going to happen.
Well, Ben's going to check there, so we go to the turn card now.
Wow.
And that turn card is the 4 of diamonds. Mike is once again first. You talk about position. It's better to be the last person to make a decision than the first, especially when your head's up here.
Yeah, you get to see all the information. You can see how Mike checks. He's almost defeated in his check. And Ben's hand is really strong here. He's got the... he's semi-bluffing, but he's got the redraw to the hearts. His opponent has shown weakness on 2 streets in a row. He's going to bet and take it.
It's going to do a 350,000. Mike quickly folds. And Ben Castle, the 53-year-old from Royal Oak, Michigan. And he's had a heck of a resume here with us on the HPT. 12 previous HPT main event cashes. 2 of those were third-place finishes. And he's just a good guy. He was one of the first friends that we met on the HPT. We wish Ben the best of luck.
Sure do. Now, over to Mike KAMENJARIN. We just call him Cam.
Yeah, you said his name right in the production meeting. You were struggling a little bit. Yeah, let's just call him Cam.
No, well, I'm a poker player, so anything over
Right.
3 syllables, you know.
Exactly.
I struggle, but here comes Cam into the pot with a raise of $250,000 with the Kenneth James King Jack suited.
Action over to Mike in the 5 seat. And Michael looks down at 9-6. A raggy 9-6. He folds his hand. Over to Ben Castle.
God, I like saying his last name, the Castle.
It's just a good name. And he's Big Ben, and he's got the Castle name.
He looks
and
good
he means
tonight.
business. He sure does, and he's feeling good. We talked to him
Yep.
Before the final table taping, and he just said, yeah, I feel good. I'm ready to play this, and he's going to make the call with his ace-7. Flop comes out 10-7 deuce. It's a rainbow. Only one spade out there. More importantly, Ben pairs his 7.
Now, this is interesting because it's a marginal flop for both players. Ben's got second pair to the board. This is a standard check and call. Cam, standard C-bet here. So this hand's going to get interesting as we go to the turn.
All right, and the pot's swelling up there. Turn card now is the 8 of hearts.
Now this brings up a gutter for Cam. Will he take the free card, or is he going to double barrel bluff? He takes the free card. The river's no help with the 6 of spades.
And both players are going to check. Ben is going to see the good news. He's going to win that pot of 1,250,000 chips.
He is off and running tonight, out of the gate.
And that's a good feeling, Ken, obviously, to get started, on the hot side of things right away. And you just hope to run like that the entire night. I mean, that's the goal anyway.
Did you see Betty scratching his hands there?
Yeah.
Like, oh, man.
He's come so close. I talked about the third-place finishes. And I know the money's important to every poker player, but I know if you ask Ben Castle right now, he wants the title. He wants to be an HPT champion.
Who doesn't?
Cam, there you see with pocket 6. He raises now over to Mike in the 1 seat.
Mike Shin. Another guy's got over $500,000 in cashes. Some of these players with a win tonight will bring them over $1 million.
Yeah, Mike here's got 740,000, and he's going to go all in with his ace-9.
Wow. Now this is a play also based on chip stacks. Shin has got the unfortunate position of being in front of Alex, and Ben.
And Cam's going to make the call, so we're going to flip him over. Mike's going to see he's behind right now. 2 overcards, though. The ace and the 9 going up against Cam's 6s. Mike will have to improve, otherwise he will be eliminated. Let's go to the flop. And it comes out 7, 6, 5. They're all clubs. But a little bit of good news for Mike there. And 8 makes him a straight, though.
Yeah.
Let's see the turn card.
Yeah, Cam flopping the set. Let's go to the turn. It's the 5 of hearts. That is a full house. And that's going to do it for Michael Shin. The 30-year-old will add to his total career winnings, and he'll add it in a nice little way. $41,173. Congratulations to Mike. And when we come back, the final 4, we'll battle it out. We'll find out who our next HPT winner is going to be. This week, we're at the Ameristar East Chicago. James Larson, my name, alongside Kenneth James. As you can see, our final 4 players. And top prize tonight, not too shabby, Kenneth, $201,391.
It's in smelling distance of Alex, who's got both second and third positions doubled in chips. He's in a great spot to take this home. He's like a surgeon with these chips, and it kind of looks like a doctor. I might call him the doctor.
Yeah, I like that. He does. A couple of big hands here. The doctor with ace-king, and then it looks like Mike looks down at ace-jack.
Oh, this is tough.
All in.
Oh, all in.
And it makes sense. Ace-jack is a big hand four-handed. He just ran into a little bit of a cold deck here as a player's fist pump.
So, yeah, Alex quickly makes that call of $1.7 million. He's in the lead, obviously, with his ace-king. We do go to the flop now, and what a pot this is going to be. Almost $3.7 million in the middle. Let's flop it. And it comes out queen-9 tray, couple of clubs.
Well, Michael's got some backdoor straight draws or a jack or running clubs still in it.
Turn card now pairs the board. It's the 9 of diamonds.
Wow. This just leaves a queen, a 3, or a jack for Michael to stay in this tournament. To the river we go.
No help on the river. It's the ace of spades, and that's going to do it for Michael. And just like that, we're down to 3 players. Michael's going to leave us, though, with $56,657. Not too shabby for a weekend's work here in East Chicago.
A nice run for the gentleman who ran through this field of how many players?
Boy, we had a lot of them, that's for sure. 624 entries, a prize pool of $898,560.
Wow.
That's why I love coming to the Chicagoland area. Poker is huge. It's almost like Vegas East out here. I don't know what it is. There's just action everywhere.
Speaking of action, Cam raising it up with the 8-7 of diamonds, $250,000 over to Ben Castle.
And Ben looks down at ace-5. The raise was to $250,000.
What is that card protector he has on top of his cards?
It looks like some kind of a lizard, a gecko of some sort. We'll have to ask him here in the break. It scares me a little bit.
He makes the call. Once again, these two going at it on margin. Cam with the multi-way hand, Ben with the ace.
And the flop is 9-6-5, couple of diamonds. What a flop there for Cam.
This is called flopping the World's Fair.
It is the World's Fair. You flop the straight, you got the diamonds, you got the straight flush, you got everything. Turn card is the 7 of hearts.
Now, I picked up a little tell on Cam there. Did you see his forcefulness in which he checked the flop? Almost like, I don't like it at all.
Right.
If the player could pick up on that extra force of negativity means he's actually strong. You can use that as leverage to know when you're in front or behind.
Well, he's going to like this. He's getting a call because when a player flops a hand like that or has holdings that develop into something like this, all you want is your opponent to have something. Please have something.
So I can get paid off, right?
Yeah. River card, 4 of spades. Ben's going to check. Cam's going to have to bet something. He's thinking, what can I bet here that Ben will either make the call or potentially come over the top?
Should be about $300,000, I would think. See, I think it's too big. Although it might, because of his check on the flop, Ben could put him on ace, king, or 2 big cards and pay this off. So I could be wrong here. Cam's bet sizing might be perfect.
So Ben, as you see, did pair his 5. Oh, wow. He's reaching for chips right now.
Is
Cam
he going to
loves
Value
this.
Town? Is
Cam
he getting
loves
the price
this right now?
Is he paying the ticket to Value Town? He is.
Did. He paid it off, and Ben said, good hand. That's all Ben can say. Good hand. Just under 3 million chips in the middle. Wow. So, as I was saying, as the player that's got those holdings, all you hope is that your opponent has something to keep him hanging around in the pot.
I mean, you not only got to make hands. Poker is tough. You got to make the hand, then you got to get paid off.
I know.
And you got to take them to value. That's my toot. That's the horn to Value Town.
Value Town. Toot. Blinds are 50, 100 with a 50K. We're coming to you from the Ameristar Casino East Chicago. I'm James Larson, alongside Ken and James. 3 players remain. What I like about three-handed is the hand range. It opens up, not a little, but a lot.
You have to. You have to adapt and adjust to players going out and playing short-handed. And that's why you're seeing King 4 being defended here.
And the flop is King 9 Trey. It's a rainbow. But Alex pairs his king. Ben pairs his 3. Probably a little steam coming out of the ears of Ben. I mean, not too much steam, but a little bit. Turn card there. The ace of hearts.
This.
That'll help. That'll definitely help.
What a turn of developments here. As, Alex goes from having the best hand to, like, drawing to just a king now. This pot starting to bloat up here.
And the river card, bad card there for Alex. He thinks it's a good card, but it's a very bad card. He makes 2 pair, but Ben's aces and trays are higher.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ben should bet $1 million here. He's really going to get paid off
now,
here.
is Alex thinking about raising as he makes the 4 of spades on the river?
Be. Yes.
So
he's the doctor. He's a surgeon.
He's the doctor.
He's going to go for the highest bill.
Right. They always do.
If he just calls here, this would be amazing. An amazing read. Look at this, how he's analyzing the situation. He's definitely considering both options.
It's not too wet out there. You got a couple of hearts. He's got 2 pair. Your head's up.
This is what he's thinking, though. If I raise, what hand is going to call me that I beat?
Alex says all in, actually.
Wow, and he goes
does
all in, and now over to Ben, who just lost a big chunk on the last hand. A big decision now for Ben Castle with the best of it.
Yeah, well, this is, I don't know how you get away from,
I don't either.
aces up here.
He
does
makes the
call.
call, and Alex is going to see the bad news. The doctor doesn't like it at all. And sometimes in poker, you can get the card you think you want to get, but when you get it, it's not so good.
What you said, indeed, indeed.
We'll be right back with more of the HPT after these words. Welcome back to the Ameristar Casino East Chicago. Alex up top, and you got Ben and Mike. Three-handed poker, 61-20 with a 60K. Kenneth James, I love it here in East Chicago.
It's awesome. I love being here right on the banks of Lake Michigan. And Alex going right back at it now.
Whoa, hello. We got some action cards here.
Look at
Alex
this.
makes the call with King 8, and now Big Ben Castle going to raise it up with his pocket aces.
And notice his raise size here. He wants to entice Alex into this pot, and he does.
Yeah, Alex coming along for the ride. Now, again, Ben with the best of it. Let's go to the flop. Jack 9-8.
Alex has just enough of this flop to keep him in this hand. Ben's got not only a hand advantage, he's got a huge advantage in this tournament being to Alex's left, right? So every hand except for one of them, when they're in the blinds together, he's going to have the table advantage.
So now the board pairs. It's the 9 of diamonds, so two pair for Alex, 9s and 8s. Ben with aces and 9s, and now Alex, who just lost a bunch of chips on the last hand before break, is going to bet $550,000. I got a feeling there's not going to be any Christmas cards exchanged this year between Alex and Ben. At least, well, maybe Ben will be sending one to Alex, but I don't think it's going to be the other way around.
Well, Ben now deciding whether to raise or call. This would be a standard call. It's a defensive trap. If your opponent happens to have a 9, you minimize your loss and you continue or encourage bluff bets on the river from your opponent. But wow, bam. This is a huge bluff card for Alex if he could find the trigger here. Key is the bet sizing. If he could just move in here and put his opponent to a decision for all his chips. Oh, looks like 1.3 million. That's a little bit more than a third of Ben's stack. Tough call, James.
Even though Ben's got aces, he's thinking, does my opponent maybe have a 9? Does he have a 10? But if he has a busted flush draw, life's pretty good with the aces here.
And he beats all bluffs. This is tough, though. You got 200,000 on the line. Can he dig deep?
Well, he will. He's going to, I think, either makes his call
Really?
or he re-raise. Absolutely. And he's going to make the call, and he's going to flip over the aces.
Wow, he is just owning Alex.
Alex doesn't like it at all. Now, that wasn't quite a slow roll, was it? It just took Ben a minute to grab his cards there. Did you see that?
Yeah, he's grabbing his thoughts. His heart rate is up. He's like thinking,
Absolutely.
man, am I out of this tournament?
I think Ben was maybe thinking that he did have one of those cards I listed off. Because he's like, oh, wow. Yeah, I got aces. Yeah, I can flip these over now.
Well, yeah, you're in doubt, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you got to hand it to Alex. He's putting heat, His opponent is on his left. He goes right back to work here, raises it to 250,000 with King 9, a button raise, on over to Ben Castle once again.
And Alex's table demeanor through those tough beats that he's had at this table hasn't really changed. He hasn't said anything at the table. Very stoic. As the flop comes out, 6-5 tray.
Another flop for Ben. He's flopped open-ender, which is so huge and no limit when you flop big draws like this, because you can semi-bluff and leverage. He can play it straightforward here and just flat, or he could check raise.
And things are just going very well right now for Ben Castle. Things are clicking for this guy. Turn card now is the 5 of clubs.
He picks up the flush draw now. I mean, now he's going to lead, and this gives him double jeopardy, meaning he can represent a 5 here, as well. This is Ben Castle's show.
Yeah, Ben Castle, we talked about this for 12 previous HPT main event cashes. 2 of those were third-place finishes. So third place for him is not going to cut it. Second place, he wants a championship. We all do, but he really wants to take this thing down. Now he's got the button, and he has an ace, and he has a queen. I'd be smiling, too, if I was Big Ben Castle.
4 of those blue chips, rather, 400,000. I think Alex has got something to say, you know. I like his demeanor. He's staying calm. He's taking some hits.
I got to ask, is the dealer forgetting to deal Cam in, or am I just not seeing that? Because right now it's the Alex and Ben show.
Yeah, it's the war of the Titans here.
And look at this. Ben, it's his queen. Why wouldn't he? Turn card now is the 5 of hearts, so Alex pairs his 5.
You notice the trend here? Alex ends up making pairs and second best hands out of position against Ben. Ben's playing it standard, straightforward, solid play, letting the deck come to him.
Don't you love it when it works out that way, Kenneth?
Well, when I'm on the side of the castle, I'm in the castle.
When you're on the good side of the castle.
Yeah. When you're the surf outside, towing the field, not so much. Right? Which is what Alex is finding he's having to do.
And look at Ben. He's calm. He's cool.
He is.
I mean, he's got, look at him. He's like, I got this.
He's considering all his range of his opponent right now. Is my opponent betting a flush draw? Does he have the flush? Is he betting a king? He's also probably considering the river. To the river we go.
River card is a 7 of spades. So, once again, Alex is first to act, and he's got his pair of 5s. You see the percentages. Ben can't lose the hand unless he folds, and I don't think that's going to happen. It's going to go check, check, and Ben Castle takes down yet another pot. Can Ben get the monkey off his back and finally win his first HPT title? We'll find out after these words. You're watching the HPT.
It's like Ali and Frazier.
Let's get back to the action here at the Ameristar Casino East Chicago. Mike up top, but that Ben Castle, he's knocking on the castle door.
He certainly is. I think it's called a, what is it? The not the door. What is that thing that goes across the moat?
It's the moat. I was going to say moat earlier, but the door.
It's the
no
thing.
idea. I've got to Google it.
It can't be a door. It can't be a door.
I've got to Google. Let's get back to the action.
Yeah, back to the action. All right, the story is Cam has taken over the chip lead quietly. Even though the castle is just involved in hand after hand, and here we are again. Now we got a 3-way pot. It's a trilogy.
Finally, we get all 3 players. Boy, nobody said a word to each other. We go to the flop. 6 trade deuce, couple of hearts. Ben will be first to act. He's out of position. He'll check over to Cam. Alex here, bringing up the back end. He's going to check as well. Let's go to the turn card.
Look at Cam. He's got the gut shot straight and the flush draw. He's playing coy. Is he going to release now? He is. You know, he's grabbing some of those blue $100,000 chips. It's a $2 million pot. It looks like he's betting $550,000. Now, James, Cam is that horse in a horse race that's been holding back, right? While these guys have been jockeying for the finish. He's going to try and get his timing right and take this across the finish line.
But you see, Alex got the best of that turn card, pairing his 8. And now Ben Castle here with a gutter ball draw to his straight with a 7.
And he's thinking 2 overs, too. He's thinking maybe a 9 or a 10 is good. And he's looking at that pot. Remember, as that pot grows, your pot odds grow. The enticement to get in there and not let it go. Whatever that idol is that he has on top of his cards, it looks like a frog or a toad or a...
Now, he's going to fold it, and sometimes I think your run good can get you in trouble where you think to yourself, well, good things have been happening to me, so maybe I'll just make the wrong decision because I'll probably get rewarded. But he made the right move there as the Jack of Diamonds peels off the river. Cam's going to check over to Alex, who makes 2 pair. Odds are probably won't get paid out on this, but going to make a bet into a pot of $2.5 million, just a little over that. And, Cam folds quicker than quick. And once again, we can reset now. 3 players left. I hate to ask this question, but I will anyway.
Go ahead.
Who do you see taking this thing down? Will Ben Castle, will he finally get his first HPT title? Can the doctor do it? And how about the quiet, the silent but deadly one of Cam? Who's it going to be?
It could be the lizard.
Well, the Lizard has been bringing Ben some pretty good luck as he looks down at Ace Queen. Probably looking for chips here to make a raise. And he's
Absolutely.
going to do just that, going up to 400,000.
He's got the premium hand. Look at this. Cam getting involved now with the suited connector 10-9. Could we have a three-way?
I'm all in.
Those are fun to play three-handed. And look at this, all in now by
my.
Alex. Now, Ben is thinking, can I finish this guy off right here and get to heads-up poker? They've been going back and forth all night.
If he calls here, it's a coin flip. These guys are going to be flipping for a minimum of a 40,000, but it's such a definitive pot. This might be flipping a coin literally for $120,000.
Such a great point, because 81,540 for third, 124.14 for second, and then up top, over $201,000.
Oh, my. You talk about the pressure of a decision.
So all this hard work, the whole weekend, the qualifiers, day one, day two, it comes down to flipping a coin. Is that how this is going to work?
I don't know, but here it goes. What's he going to do?
The ace-queen has been good.
I call.
He does. He calls.
He's going to make the call. This should get Cam out of here because he's thinking, I can ladder up if one of these guys goes out. And now Ben's going to see the good news, yet the bad news. Good news is I've got the two overs.
But now I'm in a coin flip situation. He's hoping his opponent had like ace-jack. Cam, you're right. How about just by sitting out?
He's going to make $40,000.
Make it $40,000.
But is Ben happy right now having those two big overs, do you think, or is he scared?
Everybody's on edge. To the flop we go.
Very good flop for Alex. 9 trade deuce, 2 hearts. Ben's going to need to improve here in the next 2 cards.
These players look calm.
Turn card now is the 5 of spades. An interesting card because it kind of shakes things up.
Well, ironically, Ben needs a 4, one of the 2 remaining 4s, or a queen. Otherwise, he's going to lose a significant portion of his chips. To the river we go.
And it pairs the board, the 5 of clubs. Look at Alex. Alex can't believe it himself. The 4s.
How do they hold up?
Get through all 5 of those cards for the double up. 2 pair, 5s and 4s. Would you call it the hand of the night, my friend?
Absolutely. It's not a knockout, but it's definitely a definitive pot Alex's way.
Boy, they've been going back and forth. I'm talking about Ben and Alex.
And Cam's just been sitting in the back, but just moving slowly up the field, letting these two duke it out. And all in again here.
Yeah, Alex putting Ben all in here with his ace-king, and there's no way Ben can get a third HPT third place, can he?
No
So he's
way.
got to double up here. He has to, right?
Sometimes there's that invisible wall we all come across in life and in poker that is so challenging to get past. Can he do it? To the flop we go.
And the flop is queen, 9, deuce. It's a rainbow. No help there for Ben. Alex still in the lead with his ace-king. 2 cards to go, and Ben does not look happy.
Nope, no help on the turn. How many third places has this guy
This will
got?
be his 3rd.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. He really needs to dig deep here. He needs help from the dealer, from the deck. To the river we go.
And that river card is the queen of clubs. So Ben Castle has been eliminated. Now, 3 third places, not so bad when you can take home $81,540.
Kenna, what are you doing?
I'm Ben Castle trying to punch through that invisible barrier of 3rd place.
Well, it didn't work this time, so Ben gets his third place here on the HPT, and I kind of feel bad for the guy. Nice payday, over 81,000, but I know he wanted to do better than that.
Yeah, well, listen. Hey, if your invisible barrier is 3rd place, you're doing okay.
All right, coming up after the break, it's when this show gets really fun. It's Heads Up Poker coming up next on the HPT.
Welcome back to the Ameristar Casino East Chicago. We started with 624 entries, and now we are down to our final 2. One of these players will leave with the cash and the title. Speaking of cash, $201,391. That's a lot of cheeseburgers, as my co-host, I bring in Kenna James, likes to say.
Yeah, and Alex right away going to put Cam to the test. Cam's up for it. He's found an ace. So this is going to be about a 60-40. A little bit better than a flip for Cam.
Well, we just get right to the action here on the HPT. Ace-King going up against King-8.
Well, as we mentioned, Alex, with a significant chip lead and Cam needing to double up, these hands play themselves. but the board might have something to say for it. There it is.
Right in the window, the ace of diamonds comes out, ace 10 tray. So good news for Cam here. His hand improves. He pairs his ace, hoping to double up, keep his tournament hopes alive. Let's go to that turn card. It's the jack of clubs.
That brings in a queen for Alex to end this. He'll be our champion if he can pull out one of the remaining queens in the deck.
The river card is the tray of diamonds, just like that. Cam is going to double up. The 50-year-old from Chicago, Illinois. He's a trader and a consultant. $300,000, just over that in total career winnings. And this is his second final table. He got fourth back in September of 2016.
Yeah, he's a really good player. I really like how he's paced himself in this tournament. And now you're seeing the beauty of no limit, especially heads-up play. You can double up. Now he's right back in this. The fist pump. Let's go.
I ran into Cam down at the new Burger Brothers restaurant in the pavilion here at the Ameristar in Chicago. Man, we've been eating there all weekend long. So this time Cam is going to squeeze the jack 9 of clubs. And here on the button, it looks like he's going to open things up. Well, he's just going to make the call to $200,000.
Not a big fan of open limping the button, but you got to mix it in and mix up your play.
Flop is king, queen, 5. Alex in the lead there with his ace. He's going to check. Both players going to check. Let's go to the turn card. Ace of spade peels off, and Alex improves his hand. You can see the percentages there, 91 to 9%, and a 400,000 chip bet by Cam.
Yeah, Cam's timing in this hand is off. I was just praising him for his timing, but he's slipped a little bit in this hand. He's betting when he should have been checking, and he's limping when he should be raising. Just that hand, a quick misstep. You can't have many of those when you're in heads-up play. Let's see if he can turn it around.
Alex has over 800,000 in total career winnings. His plans for the money. People are still buying Bitcoin. I'm looking at his sheet. Really? Do people still buy that stuff?
He's going to medical school, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, he's the doctor. He's going to be a real doctor after this.
He is a surgeon with these chips, man. I like his game a lot. He dealt with the highs and lows in those battles with Ben Castle. Now he's really going against Cam here for the championship.
It's a king versus a queen, and Alex pairs his queen. He's in the lead.
Now, Cam's got the gut shot straight and the backdoor flush draw. But you see, no free cards. Alex is giving no free cards. He bets $600,000. It almost looks, look at, he's at work. He almost looks bored.
Well,
How can you be bored playing for $80,000? I'm not saying he's bored, but he has that appearance of, but it's tiring. I mean, think about how many days and hours and decisions. Every 2 minutes there's a new decision that needs to be made.
And we're talking from the first qualifier or day one all the way here to this final table and heads-up poker.
Unless you're talking somebody like me who enters a satellite for 7 hours before you even get to this.
Right.
You're talking about a 15-hour day.
2 9s and a 4, couple of diamonds. Alex likes the diamonds. Both players check. We go to the turn card. It's the 6 of hearts.
Ooh. Now that brings Cam into this hand with the open-ended straight draw. Alex bets his flush draw. It looks like Cam is raising on his straight draw, semi-bluffing with the straight draw. Not going to get away with it as Alex quickly makes the call with his flush draw. This is going to be an interesting river card, James.
You're sure right about that.
To the river we go.
And that river card is not a diamond. It's the jack of hearts, so no flush, no straight for either player. And this could go check, check. It does just that. And Alex is going to see that's a queen high, my friend.
Well, Cam's not going to be happy here. He's going to realize, wow, if I would have just double-barreled, I'm going to win this hand.
Going to take down the pot. You're exactly right about that. How you doing, everybody? James Larson with you alongside Ken and James as we broadcast from the Ameristar Casino East Chicago. We've been talking about the money all night. Right now, second place, $124,413. Up top, $201,391.
Yeah, so these two players playing relatively for $80,000 difference. A little bit different than when you and I were playing poker around our kitchen table.
Just a little bit different, but both players with a hand here. King 10 going up against Queen 10. The flop, it's all diamonds. King 8-5. Alex pairs his king.
And Alex going right back at it now.
He's going to bet his top pair. He bets $700,000. Cam is going to quickly release his hand. Alex will scoop up another pot, and we're going to take a quick break. Who's it going to be for our next HPT champion? Is it Alex or is it Cam? Stick around to find out. You're watching the HPT. Welcome back to the HPT. James Larson alongside Kenny James. Two players remain, and you can see, Kenna, we're pretty close.
Yeah, it's tightened up now with that double up. He's right in it. The blinds, you know, they're going up. The stacks get shorter. Anything can happen. Look at this.
Yeah,
Alex,
hello.
he's got the kings.
And he just limps. I like it. Bring your opponent in, set the trap, and let's go to the flop. And to perfection, the flop comes out Queen 7-5. So Alex, that's what you want. You want your opponent to catch a little piece of that.
The doctors put him on the operating table. He's put the mask on him. See if he can put him to sleep.
Turn card is the ace of diamonds. Cam's going to check over to Alex. Alex slows down a bit. And now we go to the river card. And the river card is another king. So Yahtzee here for Alex.
Yeah, but Alex is going to have to bet like 200 chips, which is less than the minimum. Oh,
hey, he's happy his opponent's
he's
betting
induced a
650.
bluff. He's induced a bluff.
Now, how much do you re-raise back here, my friend?
Minimum.
And a quick fold. Couldn't even get the chips in the middle. Alex is going to win that pot.
Wow, what a well-executed hand and play by Alex.
You got to love it, though, when you got the hand. Oh, you smiled right there. And your opponent bluffs into you.
Yeah.
It's one of the best feelings in the world.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, on the other side of that point,
right, yeah.
the worst feeling in the world is representing your opponent's hand.
Yeah, you saw that quick fold by Cam, but he wakes up with a hand here. Pocket aces.
Are you kidding me?
Heads up. And he's just going to make the call, setting the trap to his opponent in Alex. And we go to the flop. Oh, yikes here for Cam. Queen 8-6. Alex flops 2 pair.
This is the danger when you set the trap. You know, sometimes the trapper becomes trapped. It wasn't that way for Alex, but now look at this.
And now a re-raise all in by Cam, and Alex obviously will make this call. Now look at Cam's expression here. Yikes.
Oh, it just seems a little unfair because both played their hands the same way, but this shows you, James, it's all about connecting with the flop.
All right, well, 2 cards to go here. Cam needs to improve, or this will be it for him. The turn card is the 7 of diamonds. Now, there's no way someone can be eliminated on the last hand of the night holding pocket aces. Could it happen,
Yeah,
Kenna?
it could. Unless an ace, an 8, or a 7 comes on the river, that will be it. Alex will be our champion. To the river we go.
And the river card is the Queen of Hearts.
Man.
So a full house is going to do it. Alex is your new HPT champion, taking home $201,000. And our runner-up tonight is Cam. A nice little payday for him, $124,413.
Well, it's not every night that we end our tournament with aces getting cracked.
Oh, every poker player's nightmare, especially when your head's up for the final table. Commiserations to Cam, but how about Alex going wire to wire? He came in as the chip leader. He goes home with the title. Congratulations.
But for Cam, a 6-figure score, over $124,000, and he's with our tournament director, Jeremy Smith.
Tell me how you're feeling right now.
Well, I'm disappointed. You play 624 people, and you get heads up, especially with Aaron Johnson, Mittleman, Mike Chin, great Alex ZISKIN. You want to win, but obviously, if someone said yesterday or today to start the day, you could have second place. Of course, you're going to jump at it. So a little disappointed, but I'm still happy.
All right, Cam. Never easy to be the bridesmaid, but a fantastic tournament. Congratulations.
And a nice little payday, too, over $124,000. But, Kenna, there can only be one champion each week here on the HPT. And this week, it's Alex. He's going home with over $201,000, and he's with Jeremy Smith, our tournament director.
What a great battle throughout the day today. You started as a chip leader, got down to 3-handed. Tell me about that last hand.
I just flopped 2 pair, and I'm ready to get it in. That's all it was.
No, you played great. Now, just over 201,000 in cash. What's your plans for the money?
Buy a car, go play the World Series of Poker, and buy some more Bitcoin.
I saw you put that on there in Bitcoin. Do you have quite a bit of other Bitcoin as well?
Can't say.
Can't say. There you have it, our new HPT champion, Alex ZISKIN. Let's give him a round of applause. Back to you guys.
Well, congratulations, Alex. And by my calculations, with your tournament winnings, that's over 57 Bitcoins. It's a lot of coins, James.
You're right about that. Well, that's it for us here at the Ameristar Casino East Chicago. One more time, congratulations to our HPT champion, Alex, going home with over $201,000. Now, if you're watching this show and you're thinking, well, I'd like to do what Alex just did, because we all would, well, why not give it a shot? Just head on over to our website at hptpoker.com. Find an event that will work for you and your schedule, and who knows, maybe you'll be the one playing right here on national television. For Kenneth James, I'm James Larson, and we'll see you next time right here on the HPT.